Testing. There we go. So as I was saying, what up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. Sorry, Mike was on mute. So, feels like it's been forever since I've done a live show. What the heck is going on with this? Ooh, is that clear? That's clear. Nice. So yeah, feels like forever since I did a live show. And I gotta do a live show in this like muggy heat. What I tell you, it's rough, these temperatures. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the weather too. And today on the Hello Bad Boy Show, although I didn't put it in the title, I'm going to be taking a moment to put my detractors in place. You know, guys out here, I say it all the time, man. Dudes are passionate about this religion of Islam, and they're completely and totally ignorant of Islam. Dudes calling themselves Salafis to top it off. They should be ashamed of themselves. They say, Abuamerican calls himself Salafi, blah, 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 but he's crazy. He says all crazy stuff. But, you know, I don't be making no crazy statements that aren't based upon some sort of knowledge somewhere. We got guys out here like oppose me on points that are easily researched, can be easily looked up, and easily refuted if I was incorrect. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Tarhu. So, and this brings me to the point that the initial point that I want to make here. The victory that I'm going to now have over my detractors and my opponents would not be facilitated were they people of honesty and sincerity, because Allah is not going to give victory to the one who is not honest and to the one who is not sincere. And I'm about to get a slam dunk victory on my detractors here. But they're neither honest people nor are they sincere people. Listen, you don't have to like me. Nobody, no obligation to like Abuamerican. I really don't care. I'm not trying to marry you, your sisters, your aunts, whatever else. I don't care if you don't like me. It's not really what I'm here for. I'm past that age. It's not high school anymore. But be honest in your dislike. Don't make stuff up. Don't make up lies. Don't misinterpret, distort, tell stories, make up stories, or just outright reject the truth, which is what we're going to get into here. The truth. And it's a truth that people don't like. They're not going to like. But this religion of Islam, it's not about our feelings. It's not about, it makes me feel good. Oh, I like this, so I'm going to take it, and I don't like this, so I'm not going to take it. This isn't Islam. Tarhu, have I seen those TED Talks people saying things like being gay is how? No, I don't. I watched one TED Talk, and that I play it back to this day. I watched it like in 2012, I think. That's the only TED Talk I ever watched. I think it was 2012. I can't remember. Was TED Talk around 2012? Anyway, it's an old TED Talk. Anywho, back to the point. This religion is not about our feels. It's not about what we find logical or illogical, what we think it's supposed to be, how we think things are supposed to be. It's not like that. And there are uncomfortable truths, which we are about to get into, that a lot of people ain't ready for. And here's the funny thing about it. I'll tell you an uncomfortable truth of Islam. I'll just make a general statement. I won't give you the lil or whatever else, but I'll say, Islamically, this is acceptable. Because I don't consider myself to be a da'i, and I don't want to be put in that category. It's too much responsibility. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest to you. I'm not going to lie to you guys like people go out and lie against me. You see, I'm not going to do that. It's too much responsibility. I don't want to be a da'i. It's too much responsibility. Qala Allah, qala Rasul, statement of Allah, statement of his messenger. That's a heavy weight. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adil. So I'm honest with you. I ain't trying to be that guy. The next Noman Ali Khan or whatever the hell else with the Pokemon hadith and all that other crap and making up stories, because that's what the crowd wants to hear because I'm chasing numbers. because I make my money off YouTube. No, I'm not doing that. Okay. So let's get into what I'm about to slam dunk on my enemies for. And it's a shame because I have to call Salafis, people who call themselves Salafis, my enemies. But at the end of the day, you know what they are? They're enemies to Islam. They call themselves Salafis, but they're enemies to Islam. Because when I gave a statement from the Book and the Sunnah that can be easily researched, they got mad. They started talking derogatorily, about what I said, which in turn was talking bad about a proof from Islam, which is kufr. Imagine being so stupid, such a moronic idiot, to claim Salafiyah and then don't do your homework and hate somebody so much so that instead of looking it up first and then making a statement based upon the truth, you go and you start attacking the person and their statements. Passionate about a religion they're completely ignorant about. What I say, Muhammad, give me a break, man. I'm doing the build up here, baby. I got to get you to build up. This is the build up phase, baby. Stick with me. Stay with the program, bro. So I said quite some time ago that it is not obligatory for a man, a husband in specific, Islamically, to pay for his wife's medical treatment. And they got mad. Brother just recently said, Abuamerican, blah, 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 says let his wife die, yada, yada. Oh, don't take her to the hospital. And actually what I said, and here's the thing. Here's the beauty of it. They could have had me. They could have got a slam dunk on me. But like I said, they're dishonest and they're insincere. And so you know what they did? They missed the ability to win against me out of their anger and hatred, which blinded them to the truth. But I'm going to get into this. So I said quite some time ago, after getting into a debate with Twitter, I said, it's not obligatory because unfortunately, my wife had to cut her hair because I didn't go shopping for hair care products. Not that I didn't have the money or whatever. I'm just not going shopping for hair care products. You see my hair? Look at this. Look, I don't shop for hair care product. I take a bar soap. I wash my armpits. I wash my head. I'll even wash my beard with it. I don't care. She over there, she's right here with me. She's got like 90 bottles in the corner. I don't know how you fit that many bottles in the corner of a shower. What does all this stuff do? What do all those bottles do? You got the wash, the pre-wash, the post-pre-wash, and then the rinse wash. And then you got the conditioning something, and then whatever you put in after that. And then you let that sit. You don't wash it out. Okay? I got it partially right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, there you go. So anyway, I'm like, I ain't going looking for all that stuff in there. I'm walking around the aisles like, this one is this one. Oh, God. I ain't doing that. And, I'm a busy guy. We didn't get around to doing it.
And I'm not the type of person who asks more than twice.
Yeah, and she ain't like, she don't harass me about goofy stuff, So anyway, she had like, done some stuff to her hair, and it caused her hair to come dry, and it knotted up in a big knot. And we had to cut it off. I didn't know it was that serious. I was like, oh, snap. Damn, I guess you need that hair care stuff, don't you? How the hell am I supposed to know? So anyway, I take her to go get her hair care products now. Just be like, all right, I'll put y'all Abuamerican cats on pause. So anyway, people were flipping out about this because I ain't buy her some hair care products. And they were talking about the obligations of the husband and whatever. I'm like, man, I ain't even obligated to take her to the hospital and pay for a medical treatment. You talking about hair care products? Man, my niggas, you get the heck out of here. And Twitter lost their mind. And there's dudes to this day. This is like a 2-year-old tweet. They still losing their mind over it today.
My hair is growing already.
Her hair's back. They more mad about her hair than we are, and her hair's grown back. These niggas is still talking about it like 2 years later. So I said, fine, let me settle this. This book, the single book. If you want to know what book this is Fatwa Islamiyah, book number 5, in specific book number 5. I ordered this for $50. That's almost a full set. There's like 8 volumes to this. I could have got the whole set for but crypto paid for it. Alhamdulillah. I just put crypto on the card, and then that crypto gets turned into fiat currency, and boom, crypto paid for this book. MashaAllah. So in this book, Fatwa Islamiyah, and we see here we got, Bin Baz, MashaAllah, Salah al-Uthaymeen, MashaAllah, Abdurrahman al-Jabreen, MashaAllah. Okay, there's some questions about him, but we're going to get into this. Taj, just the story to build up here. I'm about to dunk on these dudes about my statement that a husband is not Islamically obliged. He's not obligated to pay for his wife's medical treatment. Now, and we're going to get into why these guys are losing on Islamic Dalil and how they could have beat me and got a victory out of all this instead of me coming on YouTube and slam dunking on their butts, how they could have won. So look at this. You see the difference here? And I'm not blowing my own horn, but you see my honesty? Because I analyzed the situation. I was like, I was wrong. I'm honest with this. I'm being honest to you guys that I was wrong about what I said partially. And how they could have got a victory over me. And how any of you who hate me but come here and constantly stalk my channel, you freaking weirdos. And now I see why women say men are creeps. How you can easily get victories over me. By being honest. By being truthful. And by being sincere. But to this religion. So anyway, in this book, I got to do this again, that I paid good money for. It actually got here in record time. It got here in like 2 days. And at $50, I think the book was like $15 and the rest was all shipping. It should have got here in like 3 days. We turn to page 184. Okay, 184. This book, I'm just being clear, pedantic. Oh, let me get a sip of drink for this. Like I said, suspense, guys. Give me my suspense here. So, my bad, guys. I'm playing. I just love this because these guys give this to me. It is not incumbent upon the husband to pay for the treatment of his wife. Page 184, first paragraph. Question. Yeah, Sheikh. Yeah, Sheikh, I just added in there because they're asking the Sheikh. Is it a legal obligation upon the man to meet the cost of his wife's treatment? And what is the ruling on the one who refuses her treatment? That's the question. Is he obliged to pay for her medical treatment? What's the ruling on the one who refuses to do it? The answer from the noble Sheikh. Actually, we're going to get into the Sheikh also. He's got some issues, but whatever. Answer, it is not an obligation upon the husband to pay the cost of his wife's treatment, nor the cost of the medicines, nor the doctor's fee, because it is not part of her normal essential needs. Rather, it is something temporary, so it is not required of him. Shall I read that again? Or was that clear enough for everyone? Let's read that again. Answer from the Sheikh. It is not an obligation for the husband to pay for the cost of his wife's treatment, nor the cost of her medicines, nor the doctor's fee, because this is not part of her normal essential needs. Rather, it is something temporary, so it is not required of him. This is what the scholars of fiqh have said. We're going to get into this also. However, this might be revised in favor of the prevailing conditions, since the custom in these times is that the husband undertakes this. So if he did it as a custom, it would be an act of generosity, virtue, and righteousness, but not an obligation. Excuse me, my haters. I was told I need to make a retraction and an apology. I now require my haters, based upon Dalil, to make a retraction and an apology to Abuamerican. You know they won't, because they hate me more than they love the truth. They aren't Salafi. They're people who hate me more than they love the truth. Remember that statement. They won't make a retraction that they were wrong, because they don't love the truth that much, because they're dishonest, because they're angry, hateful people who are dishonest. They claim Islam, they claim Salafiyah. I'm not rejecting their Islam and I'm not rejecting their Salafiyah, but I reject their sincerity. I want my apology. I want my retraction. You were wrong. Abuamerican was right. I apologize. And I want it public because you made your statements about me publicly. We're going to be waiting. Yes. Yes. So if you pay for it, it's just a mercy towards the wife. Now let's get into how my enemies could have slam dunked on me. Because I'm honest. I'm sincere. I told you come to me with the book or the sunnah, I'm going to take the back seat. How could have my enemies defeated Abuamerican and got a slam dunk on him? Now, in this statement, I said, it's not obligatory. It's not obligatory for the husband to pay for his wife's medical treatment. I said, but don't be a savage and pay for your wife's medical treatment. And therein, right there, was my mistake. I called the man a savage. But if the man is following the ruling based upon knowledge, then is it correct for me to call him a savage? No, he's following a ruling which is correct and has an Islamic foundation. This is incorrect to me. I shouldn't have called a guy who doesn't want to pay his wife's medical costs a savage. Obviously, I have my personal ethics, virtues, values, and morals, which I would feel some kind of way about it. But what did we say at the beginning of this video? That this religion is not about our feelings. And so if he follows that based upon knowledge, I'd be like, I feel some kind of way about it. But you know what? Man, you want to follow it? You want to do that? Fine. I don't think it's good for your marriage. I don't think it's good for your wife. I think that's, I think you should pay the medical costs. But man, you following knowledge? Fine. So it was technically incorrect of me to call that man a savage for not paying his wife's medical costs if a person chose to do so. It's incorrect to me. Could have got a slam dunk on me. All you had to do was look it up and boom, find it. And now before anybody says this is a minority opinion, you can look up in Google, be a Google sheikh, look up in Google, and you will find that this is the opinion of the four schools of thought, the four imams, Hanbali, Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki, all hold the same opinion. Let me drop this. Since I can't drop the mic. Book drop. I ain't got a mic to drop. I can't drop it. No, I can't. Whatever. It's too expensive anyway. I wouldn't do it. So before anyone claims, let me repeat that because we're doing repeat session today. Before anybody claims that this is a minority opinion, this is the opinion of the four schools of thought. You can Google this. My niggas is. Now, obviously, Abuamerican is of the opinion that you should pay for your wife's medical costs. This is my opinion. But if you choose not to, I'm not going to call you savage. I'm going to be like, yo, all right, you go off, homie. You go off. But I can't hold it against you. I can't call you savage. I can't label you with pejoratives. I can't label you with derogatory terms because Islamically, you are following an opinion based upon knowledge. They could have got me on that. But they were too arrogant, too prideful to even do the basic homework to look up as to whether or not I was correct. And I actually dropped Imam Shafi'i's opinion on it. Do you think that stopped them? No, because their hatred for me is greater than their love for the truth. Now, back to Ibn Jibrin. Obviously, over time, there have been some problems with Ibn Jibrin who made this ruling. But as we said, four schools of thought. It's not just Ibn Jibrin who holds this opinion, although he was the one who made the statement. Now, when he made the statement, there were no question marks over him. Now there currently are question marks over him. But the simple fact of the matter is the ruling incorrect? No, the ruling is not incorrect because the vast majority of the ulama, this is a widespread and well-known opinion and statement. This is not even remotely debated. I'd be surprised if you could find a difference of opinion on it because I looked and I couldn't find a difference of opinion on it. That means it's almost unanimously agreed upon the people of knowledge, Ahlul Ilm, that this is what is known and accepted. Hey, I don't know if they know how to make wudu or not. They are here talking about they Salafi and this, that, the other, and always dropping hadith on the timeline and whatnot, But here I am. I rarely drop in a hadith or whatever else, but I know more details of fiqh and understanding of fiqh and like rulings of Islam than they do. You know why? Because I take the time to read instead of just sitting around like, going around looking for people to hate on online. Maybe their time should be spent better, I don't study half as much as I should, but I study more than them. That's guaranteed because obviously, if a guy like Abuamerican that everybody's like, oh, he's not Islamic or whatever else can come and constantly like drop the lil on you and win, you're doing something wrong. Your game is off, homie. You need to work on your 3-pointers. Because this was like a 3-pointer, and then you got the ball back, and I just stole the ball from you, and I did a slam dunk. Bang. I'm enjoying this, guys. Yeah, give me a break. Because 2 years later, they still on about this. 2 years time to do research. Is Abuamerican right? Is Abuamerican wrong? 2 years. And they still mad about something that is 100% haq, 100% truth. Kaif. Now let's go back into something that someone said here. This is beautiful. Example: people making a husband pay for student loans before marriage or debt. Student loans before marriage or debt. So imagine that. You ain't got to pay their medical treatment, but they're like, you need to pay off my student debt. I'm here to change the game for you, brothers. Stop falling for the stupid, goofy stuff these sisters be putting you through. You ain't got to pay for all that. Pay your wife's medical treatment, please. If you choose not to Islamically, that's your business. But please pay your wife's medical bills, please. Guys, I'm asking you as a brother, take care of your sisters. Your sisters in Islam, my sisters in Islam, our sisters in Islam, your wife. Take care of them, guys. Please, pay for her medical costs. Let it be known Abuamerican pays for the medical costs of his family. So I'm just saying, this is I do it. Don't be like, oh, Abuamerican. He gave me the dalil to that, and he doesn't do it. No, I do it, even though I know the dalil says I don't have to. I do it, inshallah. So yeah, yes, sir. The haters hating on this is just more proof that feminism has infiltrated Islam. No, not Islam. It's infiltrated Muslims. There's a difference because Islam, this is Islam. Islam is black and white. Islam is proof and evidences. And that's the beauty of Islam. Islam is, like we said, Qala Allah, Qala Rasul. And so basically, and then after that, the interpretations of Islam based upon the Salaf and the scholars of Islam. And the scholars of Islam in black and white. This is the proof. I said this at the beginning of the show. Islam is not about what makes us feel good or what makes us feel bad, what we like or what we don't like, what we want to leave off, what we don't want to leave off, what we want to adapt and what we don't want to adapt. It's none of that. Islam is fixed. It's fixed. And it's fixed in black and white. It's not about our feelings. Well, Abuamerican said, you don't have to pay the medical cost your wife. I feel some kind of way about it. Well, who cares what you feel? I don't care what you feel. This is why I tell people, I don't care what you say. Bring me the book and the sunnah. Show me this. And Abuamerican will take the back seat for it. I'll take the back seat to it. I really will. I'll be like, oh, okay, my bad. I've deleted tweets. I've deleted this. I've did that. I've retracted tweets. I'm not above that. I'm not like an arrogant person. You give me some proof? My opinion's out the window. There you go, bro. It takes 5 minutes to validate what I said. You can Google this. And guys, don't take I got the book right here. I'll show you 184 right here. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see it too well, but you can see it in the book. Which side is it? Is it this side? Yeah, it's this side reverse. Oh, man, why is my camera so blurry? You can see it in the book. Get the book yourself. Look it up yourself. Don't take my word for it. Even I'm reading it right here out the book. Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. But you're going to find I'm correct. It's not a waste of time because you're researching, you're getting knowledge. So it's not even a waste of time. Oh, Abuamerican already said he read it out of a book. I watched him read it out of the book. He showed me which book. He told me which page. He told me the scholar. He told me all the scholars. He told me how to find it. Do it yourself. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go look it up. I ain't got nothing to hide. I can be 100% transparent. But why won't these guys go look up the truth? Why are they mad? Abuamerican said let his wife die. Okay. He literally said that. I seen a screenshot.
What? What did he say?
He said Abuamerican said let his wife die. No, I didn't say that. I said take your wife, go get medical treatment. I just said that's the statement that you don't have to. And anybody who has ever done this and didn't pay your wife's medical bill, and I called you a savage incidentally, then I apologize. Consider that my retraction. That's my retraction and my apology. I apologize to anybody who got qualified in my statement as a savage, and I apologize to you. And I make a retraction for calling you a savage. Absolutely, bro. They're wasting their lives on stupid stuff. Stuff we don't even think about anymore. I forgot all about that. Did you remember that? My wife don't remember. These dudes remember my wife's hair being cut more than I do. More than she does. Yo, son, what's going on, man? I don't. He said, imagine you get married to a girl and she expects you to pay off her gender studies debt. Man, you better get out of here. Yeah, you're right about that, bro. Yes, bro. Absolutely. And that's why I keep on making a statement that Islam is a religion that a lot of Muslims are passionate about, but completely ignorant of. It's not always cake and ice cream and everything pretty in the way you want it to be. It's not like that. It's not like that. Sometimes there's just some harsh realities you got to come with. And a harsh reality is, whether you like it or not, it's not obligatory. Please pay your wife's medical bills, but it's not obligatory for you to do it. Do I think your marriage will last, and survive if your wife gets sick and you don't pay her medical bills? No. As a relationship counselor, Abuamerican doesn't believe your relationship will survive that. I don't think it will. Even if you're on the truth, you'll be on the truth, but you're going to be alone on the truth. I'm just saying. But, hey. Let me see. The Bible suffered the same fate, black and white, but changes to the word is still normalized. They won't look it up. That is the proof. Yeah, no, they won't look it up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, Muslims are not perfect people. And, I excuse them. I forgive them. Guide us all. I mean, I forgive them and I excuse them. Muslims aren't perfect. I have no expectations of Muslims being perfect. And, it's just a strange hill for these guys to die on, something that's easily researched, easily looked up. But that's, again, coming back to it. This is why Islam is so rugged. This is why Islam has strong sides of survivability. This is why, alhamdulillah, after being guided by Allah, this is, in my understanding, in my intellect, my aql, why I accepted Islam. It's a religion of proof and evidences. It's a religion that applies, that appeals to both your rational side and your spiritual side. That's why I accepted Islam, because everything comes with proof and evidences. You can say what you want, but if it's not backed up with black and white, there's a saying in Islam, Aina dalil, where's your proof? And you gotta have it. And you don't have it, I don't want to hear it. You can get out of here with that stuff. Well, Islam says, okay, well, where's it say it? What book? What scholar? Who says? Where, this, that, the other. And it can be broken down into such a finite science. From the chains of narrators, this person said to this person said to this person. There's this person in that chain of narrators. That person's a known liar. Boom, rejected. It's a beautiful religion, dude. It's beautiful. And this is a burhan, this is a proof, this is an evidence that it's divine, that it's from Allah. Because it can be broken down from a chain of narrators all the way to Allah. Allah said to Jibril. Jibril said to Muhammad. Muhammad said to his companions. His companions said to the Tabi'een. And the Tabi'een said to the Tabi'een. This Tabi'een said to so-and-so, who became the scholar of Islam, who noted it down in such and such book, and it's been there since then. There's a direct chain from where it landed in a book up to Allah. Show me a religion that can do that. And everybody knows for a fact, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he lived, when he died, from Muslims to non-Muslims know this. His companions, all of this stuff is historical record, both for the Muslims and the non-Muslims. Can't be defeated, homie. Can't be defeated. And here we got brothers out here mad about the truth. And Allah gave us a way to research the proof. But hey, So it is what it is. Let me see. Maybe it could be an obligation from the point of view that there should be love and mercy in a relationship between a man and a wife. Yes, but here's the thing. We go back. Maybe you missed the statement of the scholar. He said, this is what the scholar, however, this might be revised. It might be revised, he said. Maybe they might revise their statement, but they still haven't, in favor of the prevailing conditions. Since the custom in these times is that the husband undertakes this. Might be revised, since this is the custom of the time. So if he did it as a custom, it would be an act of generosity, virtue, and righteousness. So that already covers what you said. So everything you said right here, it doesn't have to be an obligation. It's already seen as a mercy. It's already seen as righteousness and goodness. So there's no need for it to be an obligation, because this is a good favor that he could do upon his wife. You see? So it doesn't even have to be an obligation at this point. There you go, right there. Akum in kuntun sadiqin. Yeah, I can't say it in Arabic. I've always struggled with that one. But yeah, bring your proof if you're indeed truthful. It's a verse from the Quran. Bring your proof if you speak the truth. It's an easy one. Abuamerican, Abdurrahman, me. I've done so. So, yeah. Jazakallah khair. And and the funny thing is this. I got so many people that hate me for just basic truths that are easily researched. They hate me. And it's like they hate me so much they give me their good deeds. Because, backbiting, riba and nabima, backbiting and name calling. You're gonna give me your good deeds? You hate me that much? You hate me that much, you're gonna give me your good deeds. And if you don't have any good deeds, then you take away my bad deeds. This is why I say, alhamdulillah, let them speak. Let them speak. I speak on generalities, generalities of women, generalities of men. They specifically speaking on Abuamerican, giving me their good deeds or taking away my bad ones. At some point, they're gonna have to leave me alone or come with the proof. But guys, if you're one of my haters watching this, please love the truth more than you hate me. And I want my retraction. I want my apology and my retraction. I said, yes, finally caught a live stream. All right, let's see what we can do for you here, bro. I'm a girl. No, you're not a girl. Excuse me. A girl I'm seeing for the intention of marriage is really open-minded about what she wants her husband to be. Open-minded about what she wants her husband to be. I don't even know if that makes sense to me, but let's continue. But I consider myself to be encroaching on high value. Approaching high value, maybe you mean. I'd like to be appreciated for the work I put in myself. Should I proceed with her? I would like for the work I put in to be appreciated. I wouldn't count on it, bro. I mean, first off, let's cover some basic stuff here. I don't know what you mean by a girl I'm seeing. I mean, inshallah, that sounds funny. It doesn't sound like an Islamic concept in terms of like a girl I'm seeing. I mean, sounds like a girlfriend or something. So I'd say first off, make a decision as to whether or not you want to marry the woman. And you marrying the woman is based upon her merit, not yours. You being high value, it has to be detached from everything connected to her. You don't become high value for her. You become high value for you. So now it's a matter of you vetting that woman for her qualities and what you want in a woman, not what you want her to appreciate you for. You don't get to decide that. That's just basic high value. If she doesn't appreciate your value and that you've established from yourself or as yourself, as a man, walk away. You can't dictate, well, you're going to respect me for this. Or, you don't have this checklist. Well, here's my checklist. This is the things I've accomplished. You will now respect me for this. Please sign under the dotted line. Yeah. It's not like that. You just do that for you. She recognizes that and jumps on board. You see what I'm saying? So that's not something that you get to decide. And you don't want to decide that anyway. You want her to decide that, because if she doesn't appreciate you for what you are, who you are, what you've accomplished, and she shows it, then why would you marry her? Let her naturally show you how she feels about you. You see what I'm saying? Let her naturally show it. If she doesn't appreciate the fact that you're a high value guy, you really want to be messing with her? No. But if you give her ideas in her head that you want to be respected and, whatever else for whatever you've accomplished, she might be a chameleon. She understands a good deal when she sees one. Let me just play along the role. This is why a lot of times women say, what are you looking for in a woman? So I can act like I'm that woman and get on board. Don't tell her what you're looking for. I don't know. I'll see it when I get there. I'll recognize it when I see it. Give her an answer like that. Because women can play chameleons. So you don't want to be respected for your accomplishments in the sense of like out front. I've done this. I've done that. I got this job and all that type of stuff. All that stuff stays off the table. You're high value. It just it kind of shines through. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that would be your primary go-to. Show high value by vetting her. Girl, you don't make the qualification. I'm sorry. What? Nah, your thigh's too big. You need to like do some squats. You know, look at this. Blah 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 blah. You vet her. That's where your high value comes in. See what I'm saying? You're choosing her. She's not choosing you. Are there natural consequences to parenting children after divorce? Yeah, absolutely, man. Divorce is not good for children. You know, divorce is not good for children. I'm not a psychologist, but I can tell you, I've just seen it, you know, especially when the children end up growing up with one parent, you know, especially the mother only. You know, a single parent household led by mothers have the highest level of dysfunctionality in adults, period. I mean, they come out generally almost exclusively to be dysfunctional adults. And I mean, there's a lot of research on this you can look up. It's not an attack on single mothers. It's just how it is. It's just pure statistics show that that's what happens. So, I mean, you know, you want to make sure you choose your partner well and you have your kids, you know, with a partner that you're going to be in a stable relationship with, you know, because if you get a divorce and there's children involved, it's not her heart that gets broken, your heart that gets broken. It's the child and the outcome of that child, which is your child, you know. Thank you, Taj. It's not, you know, the consequences are on the child because of the choices of their parents, you know. So the child suffers the consequences of the parents' bad decisions or inability to make their marriage work. So, and I mean, you don't see it. The kids will be happy. Kids will be kids, but you know, you never know what's going on in the background of the little, you know, the little brains. So, yeah, it's bad, man. The results are bad. They're never good. I wouldn't say never, but you know what I'm saying. It's so minuscule that it becomes an exception as opposed to the norm. Yeah, I understood what you meant. I'm an English teacher, bro. Todd said it right. Please note, Abuamerican made an example, not saying fat thighs and Islamic disqualification. No, I'm not saying that. But a man is allowed his preferences. But you know, I'm just saying. I just throwing examples out there. Yes, thank you, Taj. That's very important that people understand this. But you know, Taj is right. People will take that. Abuamerican said fat thighs, blah, blah, blah. You know, and they'll start going all crazy and making posts about it for the next 2 years. Because people are weird. Well, I was tired. So yeah. Hello, Caesar. So yeah, guys. Do us all a favor. You know, it is more for you than it is for, you know, me or anything else. Study religion, guys. You know, it's important. You know, we talk about being high value and all these types of other stuff, you know, but we rarely talk about the point of like Islamic study in being high value. Knowing your religion will save you 90% of the problems that a lot of guys are suffering from in the 21st century. Just understanding, you know, the religion, being able to refer back to proofs and evidences, and then you can deal with 90% of the problems with like these walis, the women, whatever else. Was like, you know, Islamically, that's not an obligation. Islamically, I shouldn't be doing this. Islamically, your 30,000 mahr is kind of crazy. Islamically, this. And when you start bringing the dalils and proofs and evidences, you'll see who's going to reject it and who's going to accept it. Because no matter what we want partners. And this goes for the men or the women that take a backseat. Their subsidiary, their secondary, their initiative. What is it I'm looking for? Their imperatives are secondary to Islam. If these people want to just like do whatever they want to do, or whatever else, then leave them to the dunya. Okay, fine, you got the dunya. And it's not to say that the person has to be perfect. Obviously not. You know, we're not perfect. But you have to have the understanding like, okay, that is correct and I'm incorrect. Now, what does the person do after that point? You know, and this is what we need to look out for on our partners and on ourselves first and foremost. And we can't do that without studying the knowledge. You want some high value? That's some high value right there. You know what I'm saying? That's going to help you. That's going to help you vet women more than my vetting guide will. When you drop proofs and evidences and you watch their reaction. Because I've had women bolt on stuff that you can just like call Allah, call Rasul. I don't care. You're like, whoa. Okay, you don't care. Okay, you don't care that Allah said this, and you don't care that Allah's messenger said that. Literally said that. I don't care. Can you imagine that? This is what Allah said. Give him the Quran. Imagine this is the Quran. Give him. This is what Allah says right here. Slaps it out your hand, throws it over his shoulder. I don't care. Because that's basically what you're saying. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. It's unbelievable. So in building your high value, this is specific to the Muslims. I know we have some non-Muslims that watch this, but it's specific to the Muslims. If you're building high value, you want to be high value, understand your religion. That's a very important point. And I don't really cover this a lot, because like I said, I don't want to get lumped in with the da'i / Islamic collar thing. I don't want to get lumped in with that. I mean, I wish I wish I did. Maybe I suppose I should want to, but seeing, especially since strangely, so weirdest thing, 11 people have become Muslim through Abuamerican. And I don't make any specific calls to Islam. I'm not bragging about that either. Alhamdulillah. But maybe I should. But I just find it too much responsibility. I got enough responsibility with my people, To add on to that, the millions of people that potentially could watch videos like after my death that I can't possibly potentially retract if I made a mistake. Whew. Yeah, that'd be a tough one. This is a tough one. What books do you recommend for Muslim boys on manhood? This is a tough one, man. I don't know what to say, because here's the thing, and this is another lie they told against me. This is another direct lie against they told against me. I don't really recommend Muslim guys, to go into the red pill / manosphere. I said this in like three or four shows ago. I said, guy said, what age should you get a guy into that? I was like, you don't go into it. Don't go into the manosphere. Don't go into the red pill world. But we do need to figure this out with like masculinity and what's where problems are arising. So yeah, Tarhu, that's a good one. That's a good one. Sirah is a good place, man. Barakallahu feek, bro. See there, that's a good one, man. Yeah, Sirah, books of Sirah. But it's a tough one in terms of the modern sense. When you look at Sirah, man, yeah, that is a good place. Sirah, if you don't know, that's Islamic history. Like I remember I read the story of Washi bi Harb, and Washi, that story stuck with me, because he talked about killing the uncle of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then being one of the people who potentially killed Musaylama al-Kadhab. He said, so I killed one of the best of the people, and I also killed one of the worst, and that story just stuck with me. It's a beautiful story, and so when you read stuff like that to children, it's good stuff, man, especially boys, because it puts that sense of manhood in their mind, and what, responsibility, conscious virtues, ethics, all this type of stuff. It's beautiful stories, man. Sirah is filled with beautiful stories of like the beautiful men who we call the companions of the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and of course also the stories of the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, also, So yeah, that's a good place to start, I would say there. But you have to be able to interpret also, like specific lessons and general lessons. There's always that in there. So that's a good place, man. Props to Tarhu for that one. Tarhu, barakallahu feek. Guys, I could do this all day. I got like a bunch of stuff people got mad at me about, and I could just look up the Dalil. I just let that one ride out, because I was just like, whatever. I was like, but then when it turns out the guys like almost 2 years later are still talking about it. Yeah. Washi's story was insane. It really was. It's a beautiful story, man. Oh, you know what? There is an awesome. Let me see if I can find it. No, I dropped it. Where did I put it? It was the story of Khalid ibn al-Walid. And where would it be? It's in my men's community. Where is it? Shared links. And it was the story of Khalid ibn al-Walid, and there it is right there. Nice. So let me copy link. You guys watch this story. It's the story of Khalid ibn al-Walid when he fought I forgot who he fought. Amazing story. I mean, it's not even breaking down the story. It's just his tactical genius and how he was severely outnumbered. I think he's had something like, what was it, like 15,000 men, and he fought 40,000, and he won. Crazy story. I watch this type of stuff. In case you guys wondering, and I come stumble across this stuff. You find some awesome battles from the Muslim world. Like, what's his name also? I forgot his name. Anyway, Great Islamic generals. I watch a lot of their videos, their tactical prowess, unbelievable stuff, guys. You learn a lot from there. What's Ignatic Mystery? Okay, yeah, mystery. I advise some brothers to avoid books like The Rational Male and Unplugged Alpha because they degrade women to mere object plates like they claim. I mean, there's a lot of lessons to take from the books. You have to understand who you're reading from. This is also something you have to understand. You're reading from non-Muslims. I mean, I read the books, whatnot, and this goes into the principle, the cooking theory that I give, basically. Not the cooking theory, but the cooking principle. That when it comes to knowledge, we treat knowledge Islamically, non-Muslim knowledge, like we treat recipes in cooking. So basically, in cooking, we have the options. I tell the story, or I still tell this example. In cooking, we have what we can use directly, what we can adapt, and what has to be abandoned, aka haram. So what we can use directly is halal. If it's a concept or an idea that is halal, or a food that's halal, hamburgers. You can get some beef, whatever else. You can make it turkey, whatever else. Hamburgers are halal. So you could just do that directly. You could follow a recipe out of a recipe book, doesn't matter who wrote it, and you could make a hamburger. You don't need a recipe book for it, but you know what I'm saying. Stick with me here. Then you have that which can be adapted. You got the bacon burger. Now, obviously, pork, bacon cannot be used, but can we adapt it? Yes. There's beef bacon, there's turkey bacon, there's chicken bacon. You have various different types of bacon, which you can use in place of pork. So you can adapt that. And then you just plain out got like pork chop burger. There is no alternative to pork chops, and it's 100% haram. So you just have to abandon it. And you just leave that concept and idea altogether. So knowledge is the same way. What we can use directly, we use. What we can't use, we adapt. What we can't adapt, we abandon. And you're going to have to do this if you go to university. If you've gone to a university and you studied in university for 4 years or whatever else, I don't care what field you went into. I don't care if it's computer programming. You're going to have to, at some point, do this. So, it's not a far stretch to do it, with this material. But I would say because there's so much desires involved, it's best to probably avoid a lot of this material and information. That's why I don't recommend anybody to go into it anymore. So yeah. Yeah, I just covered that with Khalid Ibn Walid. I put down a link there. I'm retired reverend. I'm seeing the same things happen with Islam now that I watched happen in Christianity growing up. Beware. Well, we were on the lookout, bro. That's why I exist. Alhamdulillah. Baibars. No, Baibars was mentioned in the story of, what is that guy who protected Jerusalem for a while? He took over Jerusalem. Famous. He was Syrian general, I think he was. No, they even made movies about it. He always fought the Crusaders, but Baibars was he was from the what were they called? The Mamluk? I think he was Mamluk. I can't remember. Yes, nice. Yeah, he was a Mamluk general. Yes, he defeated the Mongols. Yes, I watched that also at Angelut. They have that also. That same link that I put up. He does like history of like battles. He did that battle also. Amazing battle. Unbelievable how he did it. Oof, honor H, man. Yeah, they might not be able to. Yeah, you have to, man. You got to have your Islamic lenses on at all times. You have to, because if you don't, it's easy to fall into traps and tricks. Yeah, TRP guys who just sleep around with young women for the rest of their lives. Many of them are secularists who don't even have firm groundation in monotheism. How do conservative values work without God? I mean, there's nothing wrong with marrying young women. It takes a particular type of mentality to understand, like, to marry a young woman. I'm 48 years old. Yeah, Salahuddin, thank you, Honor H. Man, I don't know why I forgot his name there. I marry young women. There's nothing wrong with it. Just our principles are different. You see what I'm saying? This is where I'm talking about, like where we come into ethics and values. Now, in terms of understanding young women as older men, their material is good. But now what we do with that material and that information is very different. They hit it and quit it, and they keep moving and pushing. What do? We get married. We try and make, lasting, families that lead to, generations of new Muslims. So there's a difference, I mean, Allahu Alam, man. Allahu Alam. Allahu Alam. I've done it, but I shoot straight for the wali. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, sister? Salam alaikum. I saw you, and I want to talk to your wali, This will be crazy, Everybody likes to fall in love nowadays, but I want to talk to your wali about you. I've done it in London. Seen sisters dressed well, good manners, whatnot. Like, yo, what's up with your wali? I want to holler. If you ain't married, I want to talk to him. I've done that. But just kicking it, whatever else, and taking numbers and all that stuff. I can't say I've done that before. I remember I've done BJJ today and I prefer it a lot. Should I do 3 days BJJ and 1 day Muay Thai? What do you recommend? I get good at striking. I try and balance it out, bro. Get really good at striking, and I would say 2 days Muay Thai. If you only have 3 days, 2 days Muay Thai, 1 day BJJ. And then just learn how to basically like protect yourself on the ground. But, being able to strike while standing, I think that's more important, than being able to roll. Now, when you get higher level jiu-jitsu, it actually like accents and helps your striking, because now you can do takedowns and whatnot, throws. If you're fighting multiple opponents, you can't just, if you only know jiu-jitsu and you go to the ground, it's going to mess you up when the other guy comes along and stomps your face. I agree with Andrew Tate on that. He doesn't like BJJ, but, I don't think he's actually ever fought like a high level striker and a high level BJJ fighter who has that combined. I think he'd have a different opinion if he did. That's my humble estimation. I don't know. Maybe he has, but maybe he hasn't. I don't know. I'll have to ask him sometime. But I think you should get your striking on point, and I think you should know jiu-jitsu. I think it's very dangerous not to know how to grapple and not know how to strike, and to just be nominally good at either or. And then if you just absolutely love jiu-jitsu more than you love striking, then understand, the dangers of, understand how to finish an opponent rapidly on the ground. Because if you use it for self-defense one day, then, you don't want to end up on the ground rolling around with a guy who's got homies that you don't know about. Yeah, we know what they do, man. We know what they do. We know what the non-Muslims do, but that's not what we're here about, man. We're not here about them and what they do. What do we care what they do? They also commit shirk. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about them sleeping around with women, but come on, man. What's worse, shirk or sleeping around with a bunch of women? Shirk. So, I mean, let's keep the priority here, man. We know what they do. This is what they do. We hear about us. We ain't hear about them. You know what I mean? If we meet up with them, then we can talk to them about that and their concepts, their ideas, and how some of them are contradictory. We don't like hoes, but at the same time, we create an environment which, creates hoes. We can have that discussion with them, but we're not having that discussion, because that's not what we do as Muslims. So, I mean, harping on and carrying on about them, those guys over there, come on, man. It's not what we're here for, bro. We get it. But I'm more disturbed by the idea of them committing shirk than they are sleeping around with women, because guys all want to sleep with women. We all want to do that. Committing shirk is far worse. I'm not going to get on them about what humanity's been doing for the past, like, how many generations? 7 billion people on the planet. Well, how do you think they got here, bro? This is what people do. Now, is it okay? No, obviously not, but it's unsurprising. You know what I mean? So, I mean, carry on about what they do and how they do it and all this type of stuff. I don't really care like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing what I understand they do, because I used to be one of them. So I understand it, and you're telling half the story. Because I'll tell you, as a black guy in Germany, to this day, I'm the flavor of the week. So it's not like the women don't want it too. You see what I'm saying? You're saying they sleep with the women. The women want to sleep with the men. This is why I say, a woman bringing hoo-ha to the table, that's a status quo. Everybody wants to get their private parts connected. Everybody wants to do that. That's why it's not a bargaining chip on the table of marriage and relationships. Everybody's trying to get their parts rubbed. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, you got a hoo-ha? Fine, great, shoot. Go ahead and keep it to yourself. See how much fun you're going to have with that. No, everybody wants to get married and handle their business. So it's not only the men, the women want it too. But see, now what you're doing is you're putting like an absolute, Bro, this is the feminine imperative right here that you're using. It's not just the guys. It's not their fault. Women want it too. So carrying on about it's kind of pointless, bro, because we don't care what they do. What we do is different. How we do is different. This is what makes us different. Because when we start acting like the non-Muslims, then they're going to ask themselves, why should we become Muslims? So that's why we're here discussing the permissible way to do things. We already know what the impermissible ways are and what they do, bro. We already know this. So I mean, carrying on and on and on and on about it, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bruh. When discussing with a potential who is in a Kabi, how early can you ask to your face? When things get serious, bro. When you're sure you want to marry your sister, meeting with her wali and whatever else, then you can ask to see her face. But like just generally, I just want to decide, before I go any further understanding who she is or whatever else. Yes, I would say, Allahu Alam. I wouldn't ask for that. I find out if she's like the proper person first. You know what I mean? As an ex-atheist, I want to ask you about Salafism. It's not a tool. Is it not a tool of control by the Saudis by choosing perfect preachers? No, it's not, man. Salafiyah is basically just following Islam according to the understanding of the Salaf. That's Salafiyah. All this stuff with Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab and all this type of stuff, and him driving out, basically the Sufis. They were the Turks, the Sufis, out of the Islam, the peninsula, the Arabian Peninsula, with the strength and the backing of the Sauds. It's a whole different story, we can't get into. Because I don't know anybody's intentions at that time, but I know Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, he hated shirk, alhamdulillah, and he wanted to banish shirk from the Arabian Peninsula, and they did it combined with the Saudis, with the Saud tribe, the tribe of Al Saud. So Salafiyah, in that sense, has nothing to do with that, other than Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab followed the Salaf. He followed the understanding of the companions of the Messenger of Allah, followed the understanding of Islam according to the companions of the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, which is basically what a Salafi is. But because I don't want to say I'm a Muslim who follows Islam according to the understanding of the Salaf, I call myself Salafi. I follow the Salaf. I am Salafi, because in Islam, in Arabic, that means me or mine, Salafi. Amriki. I'm an American. So in Arabic, I don't say Amrik. No, I say Amriki. I am an American. It puts ownership, basically, to something. So I am a Salafi. I follow the Salafs. I am an American. I'm Amriki. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a tool. It's been around before the Sauds were known to be anybody, before Saudi was a country. So yeah. I don't know, bro. I've been so busy, man. I wish I could do blockchain, bro. I just been rough, and there's a lot of information to cover with this whole. I mean, basically, I guess we're in a bear market now. That's what it's looking like. So, I mean, there's a lot to cover. It's just, dude, it's just taking the time to do the research and whatever else. I got one book that's almost finished. I got the second book that's halfway finished, and I've just been trying to do edits and whatever else in daily life. Like today, I was moving refrigerators and stuff, bro. I'm just, yeah. And nothing's changed, man. Nothing has changed. It's still the flavor of the week, black people. That's why I stay in the house so much. You go outside, man, it's trouble out there. And girls be like on the hunt. Oh my gosh, it's a black guy. Hey, I'm just trying to get some cheese. Go away. What's this? What's this pop-up? What's going on here? Where you come from, Pop-up? Go away. How did I close this? Hello. Oh, there we go. So let me just see. We're gonna deal with some more comments here, and then we're gonna close it down because we're like an hour and 5 minutes. Bro, can't call it. But anyway, Barakallahu Fikum for tuning in, gentlemen. Thank you for turning into the show. I just want to take the time to slam dunk on the guys. This is, I think it's an 8-volume set. There is a lot of good information in here, a lot of surprising information in these books. I'm probably going to get the rest of the set, but if you choose to get it, just be prepared. There's a lot of information in here that is counterintuitive, maybe is the right word, I think. That what you think you would understand. I had a pause moment there. What you would think to be like part of Islam, or what you think would be correct or incorrect, is actually like the absolute opposite, or just, comes from an angle you'd never expect. Let me deal with this is question. But yeah, I suggest picking this up. This deals with, even though the books are kind of old now, it still deals with a lot of modern issues that we deal with as Muslims in the modern world. And so it's very good information to have. I'm probably going to get the rest of the set, but I just wanted to get this one because these guys, excuse me, let me get this focus right, because these guys are still carrying on about this stuff like 2 years later. And I'm just like, look, guys, really, you still haven't done your homework after 2 years. So sister says, how should a woman handle polygyny when approached by a husband? Thanks. Let me give you the ideal that a man has, his ideal, what he wants. I can't tell a woman how her emotional response is going to be, because I understand it's not easy. I've been through polygyny multiple times. My girl knows, I'm, about wives and whatever else. She's really good, alhamdulillah, but she's still a woman. She gets jealous. So I can't talk about the female reaction of jealousy and polygyny, but I can say that we would like, as men, that like I said earlier in the show, our emotions, our feelings, our ideas and concepts take a backseat to Islam. That's what we'd like to see from our women a lot of times. That, okay, this is part of our religion. This is something that we understand. It's universally accepted in our religion. They're contrary to popular belief, and I can bring the lil, that there are no conditions to put a man taking polygyny other than he needs to be able to afford them. When I say no conditions, I mean he needs to meet the prerequisites of, being capable of, taking care of multiple wives. And we'd like to see that our women folk would accept that. Now, there's a lot of information in there that could be carried on. This could be a whole show about, as to whether or not, he's meeting her emotional needs or whatever else. I don't think that this is something that man shouldn't do. Obviously, he should take care of his wife's emotional needs or physical needs. And, is he going to, go a little bit of extra mile, for a little short time so that things smooth out, whatever else. All that's a different conversation. There's a lot that needs to be, discussed on that. But we would just simply, as men, we would like to see that our women accept that this is part of our religion. And it's not easy. We understand it. I don't think any man is out here like, yeah, she's going to get another wife, and it's just like high five. You have a statement. Oh, 1 second. We will give you a statement from a woman.
Is it good enough?
Yeah. I think we can hear you way across the room.
So how a woman have to handle when a husband approach poisoning? I think, of course, they'll be shocked and surprised and broken heart, whatever she felt, but let that thought brood for a few days. Just eat it first. After a few days, come down and you can talk with your husband. But because when on that spot, when you just blah 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 blah, it's not gonna end good. Just let it brew your thoughts. Brew your thought first.
Okay.
Yeah. Cries, whatever, crying in the bathtub or in the corner. Just don't talk to your husband for a few days. About that matter.
Okay. The sister asked, is it really possible for a man to love more than a woman? Though, yes, absolutely. Yes, men can absolutely love more than one woman. You can't go with the idea that men and women love the same, because we don't. Women love a different way than men do, and men love a different way than women do. And just from a biological sense, let's just look at this from a biological sense. Even from a biological sense, it makes sense that men and women love differently, and that women love more intensely than men do, and men love in a more spread out way than women do. Why? The biology. A woman produces basically one child in a 9-month period. So she's going to have an intense love for that child because that child grows inside of her for like almost 10 months. She has that child and she can only have that child within that 10-month period. But in that same 10-month period, you know, a man can impregnate how many women? Millions. Potentially millions. I don't advise trying that, but you know, as much as he can produce sperm is how many women he can get pregnant. So obviously, she has an intense connection to reproduction, and he has a more spray and pray connection to reproduction. You see? And so it makes sense that a man who would provision multiple women would be able to love multiple women, and a woman is going to love that man more intensely than he's going to. I'm not saying that she loves more intensely than he does, but she's going to have a more focused love, and he's going to have a more spread out love. So absolutely, he can love more than one woman, and I'm proof of it. Don't let anybody. I know people hate me online. I know people say I'm cruel and I'm mean and I hate women or whatever else, but I absolutely love my women. I love my women absolutely. I love them to death. You know, sometimes my women folk hate that I love my women. You know, but they hate it because they hate the other woman and they hate the idea that I might love a woman that they don't like. But it doesn't change that fact that, you know, and that leads to irrational behaviors in both men and women. And so, you know, it's absolutely possible for one man to love multiple women. Absolutely. This is not even debatable in my book. I mean, obviously, you might have a difference of opinion on that because you're a woman. But for me as a man, I can tell you 100%. This is the biggest problem right here. Yeah, Taj brings a good point. I wanted to close the show off, but let's just keep going. Men can love more than one woman, but women in society can demonize you. But if you're on the hack, nothing to worry about. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the biggest problems right here is that men get demonized for that, and you know, for actually being able to love or actually loving multiple women, we get demonized for it. So a lot of times, you know, it leads to a lot of contradictory statements in men, you know, and all types of other stuff. I heard women love opportunistically, and men love idealistically. Is this congruent with Islam? This goes back to what I was saying about the concepts with cooking and whatnot. We take what we. This is a concept that you know. Actually, I don't know if Islamically is there an Islamic statement about opportunistic love? I don't even know. I have no idea. I actually don't know. I can't answer that one, sister. I can't tell you. I don't know. Is that a sister or is this a brother? I don't know who's who now. I mean, you got the same color as that sister. Oh no, Anissa is that sister. So no, mystery. I don't know. I don't know. That's when you have to figure out on your own. I don't even what's the word? I don't even contemplate ideas like this. Because what does it serve me? So let's think about this concept right here. A woman loves you opportunistically. What are you going to do about it now? Let's say that let's go with the idea that this generality is true. Now what? So you're gonna go without women because you think that's like bad? You see what I mean? Like sometimes contemplating these ideas, it's kind of pointless. This is the mental masturbation of the red pill world. It's like, okay, we got a great idea, great concept. Sounds great. Now what? Where do we go from here? They love opportunistically. Cool. Guess I go MGTOW now. I'm gonna become gay or something. What do you do? Man. It is what it is then. It is what it is. You know, this is why being high value, building your value as a man, and all this type of stuff. You know, it's crazy bugs on my neck. What the heck? It's like someone's crawling on my neck. We got all the windows open. It's like lights are on because it's like crazy hot. You know, there's a bug crawling across my neck. This is why we don't care about this stuff. You build your value, man, and that's what it is. What it is. If she loves you opportunistically, make sure you're the best opportunity she has. Period. Bam, problem solved. It's a pointless concept for me to contemplate. So I don't know. I can't tell you, bro, because I don't see the logic and the benefit in contemplating it. Because I don't have like, what do you call this? I don't have a scarcity mindset when it comes to women. Okay, she loved me opportunistically and she left, and now what? Now I got to find somebody else. I'm not going alone. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just I don't know what to do with that statement. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now what? Oh, well, you're welcome. Thank you for your kind response. You're welcome. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not like an absolute savage. Or multiple women wouldn't love me. Also, would me wanting to work, be a wife, and be a mother make me a feminist? I kind of just want to do it and have something to do, but also for money. I mean, I don't think it's realistic. You got to imagine being a mother. I mean, I take it you don't have any children. You know how much work a kid is. Until they get on autopilot mode, which could be about like 3 or 4 years. It's really a lot of work. You're literally training a whole human. Manners, behaviors, this, that, the other, what you can and can't touch, what you can and can't eat. You'd be surprised at how much that is in life. Until you get a kid, and then you're like, whoa, hey, don't eat that, don't touch that, don't do this. Train them how to use bathroom words, this, that. I don't think it's possible to realistically do it in a proper way, and then work, and then this, and then that. I think it's a full-time job on its own, and I don't think it's a bad one. I'm of the preference that if a woman wants to work, then a husband should try and facilitate her having a sorry, I'm reading some of these comments here. He should have he should try and support her in having her own online business or something like this, or a business she can run from home. That'd be preferred in my humble estimation when it comes down to money. I think it just takes a little bit of creativity and some hard work, and it can happen. But I don't think it makes you a feminist, but it is a feminist concept in a sense. You know what I mean? I had this conversation about like a sister the other day, or the last show it was, I think, where it's basically, she says she's not a feminist, but she has a lot of feminist ideas. And so it's hard not to be affected by feminist ideas if you're a woman who's raised in the West. It doesn't necessitate that you're a feminist, but it also doesn't necessitate that you're free of their ideas. You see what I mean? So, okay, maybe you're not a feminist, but it is a feminist concept and an idea when in light of Islam. Well, Allah Ta'ala, and Allah knows best. That's not to say it's not permissible for a woman to work. It's completely permissible for her to work with her husband's permission. I just don't know why a husband would want to send his wife into an environment where she's going to mix with other men, because there's almost no 100% female environments to work in nowadays. What man wants to send his wife out to work with other men? I find that really just like, wow. I personally wouldn't do it, me personally. It's not about control or whatever else. I just don't want my women around a bunch of men. Everybody likes to come online talk about Abuamerican. They use this, that, the other, but my women folk ain't out there working with a bunch of dudes. I don't like the idea. Period. That's just me personally, though. All right, you guys having conversations? I'm just not. That I can't keep up with. Sufis and stuff. There you go. When you're the best you can get, it won't matter. Absolutely. Salafi Akida. So I like the Salafi Akida. I want to accept it, but I can't follow it knowing they're just, it's not about puppetry, man. You have to do your research on it, bro. Look at the works by Sheikh Al-Albani, rahimahullah. If that doesn't clear up anything about Salafiyya for you, then nothing will. How do I influence my younger brother to build his masculinity and fitness? He lives long distance from me. I'm afraid he'll be weak role model for his daughter, and she's getting older, 4 years old now. I don't think you can convince him. He has to see the benefits himself. And a lot of times it takes pain for guys to actually come to something, and that pain can break him or it can make him into a new man. But a lot of times guys, when you try and convince them of stuff, they're just not ready for it. They're not going to accept it. I told my brother exactly what was going to happen with him and his wife. He was married to a feminist, called himself a male feminist. I told him exactly what was going to happen. It happened. Do you think he still accepts what I have to say now? No, he doesn't. He's going back for more pain. So it's not always going to go the way that you want it to. As much as you love the people, as much as you want good for them, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to accept it just because you intensely feel good about it, or feel strongly about it. Just because you have conviction in it, it's a whole nother person who has like mental and emotional sovereignty. So it's going to be difficult to convince everybody. If you're not like-minded in that particular area, just show him the benefits and the outcomes. And if he's a smart, objective, clear thinking, free thinking man, he's going to be like, okay, wow, that's working for him. Why don't I try it? That's how I ended up making more money online. looking at other people making money online. It's like, oh wow, that's working for them. Why can't it work for me? I saw the benefits of it, and I chased it. So you have to do the same thing with masculinity, manhood, fitness, and all this type of stuff. Show them the benefits. Demonstrate, don't explicate. Yeah, Rolla said this, but I mean, and I understand the concept, but I don't spend a lot of time on it because in a practical sense, I can't really put it to practice. Just reading the comment here. Women love opportunistically and men idealistically. It's something Rollo talks about. He does not say it's good or bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. There you go. That's kind of like I see it. I mean, I understand what he means by the concept, but I can't really, in a practical sense, I don't know what I can do with that. You know what I mean? I have no practical application in my life whatsoever for it, so I never spend a lot of time on it. Yeah. Ooh, you guys been going off in the comments, man. MashaAllah. All right, guys. Now let's try this again. Barakallah feek. My wife's over here waiting. I owe her time and whatnot. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, study your religion. Get the books, study them, read them. And boom, we will see you guys. I think tomorrow. Tomorrow we will go ahead with the Eben Phillips show. You got your relationship question you want to ask me, your crazy questions. Not too crazy, guys. I'll answer them tomorrow, inshallah. It's just a questions and answers for you guys tomorrow, inshallah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. I said that wrong, but you guys get the idea. Assalamu alaikum.